platform that we could use together with all our solution we are offering, even that the Objective Loon is our third-party company that we are in parallel offering to our market. We would like to share a lot of news which are connected with Objective Loon platform, and just to introduce in those 3 webinars what you receive during several weeks ago. We will try to explain what are the news in Objective Loon platform, how you could use it, how you can sell it, and where to put it. So as you know, today it's the first session. On 25th, it will be topic industry-specific solution and demonstration. And also on October 30, we will go with another industry-specific solution and demo. Why we decided to go in cooperation with Objective Loon, especially now with a lot of let me say wider platform, not only connected with the professional print, which is our standard offer with the professional team part, but also a lot of news are coming for the office, and we decided to invite you on this kind of the webinars. The capabilities of the Objective Loon, it's the major 5-6 area of where you could use it very useful. It's a print and mail integration. After that, sophisticated document assembly, normally for the all digital transformation processes that you have. Business process automation, which is one of the newest part that Objective Loon as a platform is offering to the market. Also, how to connect ERP to electronic content management together and put it to work together. And also how to bring mobility to transactional documents. Also, I would like to thank for Objective Loon team that will organize this practically content of these 3 webinars. And I would like to introduce Goran Novak, who is ADIA regional manager for Objective Loon, and he will be your guide and host for all these 3 sessions, as my knowledge of Objective Loon and Planet Threat is very limited. So I would like to share this with someone who has a lot of knowledge and who will support you at the end together with our Canon people. Thank you. Enjoying these 3 days webinars, and anytime when you need to ask something, just please put the question. Thanks.
Welcome everyone. Thank you, Ademir, for the introduction. As Ademir said, my name is Goran. I'm responsible for the ex-Yugoslavian countries for Objective Loon, and today my role will be to guide you through this webinar and the information which are important for you to find out about OL Connect, about Canon and OL together, and going to market with this information. As Ademir mentioned, this launch session is split into 3 webinars. The first one is a bit longer, for 1 hour, and it's going to show you basic information about the product, overview, some benefits for you, for the customers, how to sell our solution, our platform, procedures, ordering, and we'll finish with questions. Each session will finish with a Q&A session. Next 2 webinars will be more specific, more industry specific, more hands-on demo, more demonstration, and browsing through real cases from the market. So regarding Objective Loon and a few words about us, we are originally a Canadian company, although we are working in whole world, on all continents. For a global company, we're quite small, so 100 plus employees, but we made some difference on the market, either by our own development or by acquisition of other companies. One of the major acquisitions that happened in 2005 was from Printsoft, the Australian company. I know that some of you are quite familiar with that. What is specific to us? We have a wide range of solutions, all based on print, on documents and related from these two things. Also important thing that we are tailored for small but varying for bigger companies as well. Please bear in mind that as we are a Canadian company, this small, medium, and enterprise levels are based on Canadian levels. So in our region, that's a bit different story. What is also important that with a new Connect software, with our new platform, which is today's solution, we are focusing on multi-channel output. We don't print only. We are still quite important with a print channel, but we are able to email, we are able to web, we are produce the information for the web and for other channels as well, since we are using new technologies such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What we do, first of all, this is what we do best. We personalize documents, personalize information on the documents, driving from variable data print. We create, manage, and distribute transactional documents. That's something that we are really good at. And we make possible to print everything. Doesn't make a difference where the information is or how do we get the information. We are experts in getting those information, compiling, creating documents, and printing on virtually any printer possible. Also, as Ademir already mentioned, with a Connect version of software, we are thriving more to some business process management, optimizing business processes, integrating ERP, line of business, mainframe systems, and basically adding value to most common business processes for your customers. Regarding the product, as you can see, we have several, but what is important is that we have one single platform. Connect is the platform which is composed out of several products. First product is Print Shop Mail. Second is Planet Press Connect. Press Connect is the third one, and with two add-on solutions, Capture on the Go and Connect Send. Just a few words about each and every one of them. Print Shop Mail is most basic tool. It's basically one-to-one promotional communication tool. It's based for small and medium companies, and what it does, it personalizes communication. It's able to do variable data print. It's usually used for marketing agencies or small PSP companies who are producing business cards or postcards or doing some personalized printouts for their customers. Second one, and what we think is the most important for our region, is Planet Press, and that's basically a communication tool with automation and multi-channel capabilities, meaning that we can take any kind of information, data from any source, from structured databases, Excel spreadsheets, or unstructured, such as print streams, virtually PDFs or whatever data source, take those information and create documents, send it to multiple channels, to print, to email, to web, to any other possible channel. It's specific for mid-market, for mid companies, and typical applications are bank statements, invoices, shipping documents, inserting different kind of barcodes or OMR codes on the documents, and getting the business processes easier with this kind of information. The last product that we have is basically enterprise product, responsible for communication, but optimized for high speed and high volume systems, including AFP and IPDS print streams. It's composed for large enterprises. It's being used greatly for transactional printouts for large PSP who are dealing printouts for their customers. It's being used for account receivables, for outbound mail, and these kind of things. First add-on solution is a Capture on the Go, which is basically a mobile platform suitable for any mobile OS, Windows or Android or iOS, which is making a lot of difference for customers and their business processes, where with the possibility to enter data on the mobile, to optimize their processes, to perhaps eliminate some kind of steps within the process itself. What we've done so far are processes like service orders for the people on the field, proof of delivery, capturing data, things like that. Last add-on solution, or the second last add-on solution, is OL Connect Send, which is basically a solution for ad hoc mail consolidation from one side, and a huge tool for implementation of central reprographic departments within the organizations. It's suitable for outbound mail, for ad hoc mail, for gathering large quantities or large volume of printouts and throwing them to bigger machines, to print production machines, which you as a partner will be able to locate in the field and take care of that. These products are meant for mid or large companies where there's enough volume for these kind of prints. Although we are more of a horizontal solution, we deal with documents, we deal with any kind of changes or whatever needs to be done with the documents, so we can fit into any industry. There are some industries where we are more present than the others. For instance, finance, insurance. Those are companies with producing a lot of documents, storing a lot of documents. Government, specifically public sector, again, all they do is basically they're manufacturing different kind of documents. With the manufacturing, warehousing, and distribution, it's different kind of documents. It's more transactional documents, retails as well. Commercial print is a huge industry, and that's basically one of the industries that once we were founded in '93, that's where we started our development. So from legacy, we have a huge impact on commercial print with the workflow solutions, with automation and the printouts itself. Legal and field services are one point where mobile technology makes a lot of difference. So let me share some of the examples which we have done in the past from some of the industries where we managed to make some savings or optimization for our clients. For instance, banking. We have a lot of implementations in banking sector. One of the examples which I wanted to tell you about for the bank is saving on postal costs. This is something which was done recently in our region here. Banks have obligation to send all the notifications to the customers, although they don't have the law doesn't state how they have to send this information. So since they're dealing with a lot of customers, their postal costs are tremendous. Postal cost is, one of the customer told me, 80% of the cost is for the postal services. So if they manage to cut some of the cost, it's going to be huge saving for them. Basically, what we do is we take all of the information, all the data from the banking core banking system. We create the documents, but for those customers who have specified that they would like to receive communication via email or via any kind of electronic information, we tend to send them by e-communication, either fax or email or web services. Others are being printed just as any other day. Those that are being printed, we're using several other things. First one is sorting and grouping options, which not guarantees, but makes possible for the customer to renegotiate prices with the courier, with the post office. Basically, if you manage to get your postal pieces grouped according to their specification, you can count on any kind of discount which they might provide. So that's one of the things where it's very easy to prove return on investment by using Planet Press solution. One other example would be for transport or third-party logistic companies, where we implemented proof of delivery process. Basically, what we do is, that they did a lot of documents for their deliveries and for their moving goods from one storage to another storage and this kind of thing. So basically what we did is we developed a electronic document which is being read on mobile device, either tablet or laptop or mobile device. And every delivery order, is being transferred to the specific mobile device for the person that is actually doing the delivery. This form contains all the necessary information. It's quite interactable, so the delivery person is filling out the information and the end customer is actually signing the document on the mobile device. Once it's signed, all the information is instantly transferred to back office line of business systems, where another processing can start right away. At the same time, PDF as a receipt is being created, or proof of delivery is being sent by email to the end customers or to all included parties. So the whole process is much faster. And what is important, if there is some wrong delivery, it can be handled right away. So the back office or administration personnel is notified right away, and they can start on eliminating the error right away instead of waiting for the delivery guy to come back and transfer the information. And that's the way we manage to speed up the process in these companies. When we talk generally what we do, one of the bigger issues that we solve on the market is matrix printer substitution. Since you are all dealing with printers, and I'm sure that you've come to situation with your customer where they have some kind of matrix or line printer implemented, and obviously you try to change it to put a newer technology over there, but there was some kind of issue. Either their system didn't support new technology because the driver was hard-coded into the system. Nobody knew how to change it. That's something I found on the market as well. Basically, what we do in this example is that we use Oil Connect solution platform to intercept the print stream which is coming from this old system, take the data from this print stream, change it, create the ordinary PDF, which can then be printed on any printer there is. So this way you can actually substitute printers, you can manage these printouts, and not necessarily leave the printer, these old printers, which are hard to handle, which are costly to handle. It's quite questionable if there are still options to maintain it. I know that some partners are ordering substitution parts from eBay and Amazon in order to maintain those printers. So this is way how to resolve this issue. Second general issue that we take care of is document assembly or modification. If we talk about document assembly, that's basically template management. So we can create all sorts of templates, insert any kind of data inside, personalize these documents, not just by name, but we use images, we use tables, nested tables, we count with overflow from page to page and this kind of thing. So basically take a look at the mail merge, what it does, but we do it like on really huge steroids here. And another quite cool issue where what we do resolve with clients is document modification. There's quite old, at least in our region, and I know that for a fact, there's quite old ERP systems or mainframe systems implemented on AS400, on AX, on Unix platforms, which are really hard to maintain, but even more harder to modify. So basically, if you need to modify any kind of printouts, any kind of documents on these systems, it's really hard because the people who develop that are usually retired or they're not in the company anymore. It's really hard to find somebody who understands this technology because it's ancient technology. So what we do is we intercept these documents from the old systems. Then we modify it. We make it pretty. We make it colorful. We make it laser friendly. We insert the OMR marks, we insert QR codes, we insert barcodes, we insert different kind of things which can actually help with later on scanning the documents, with the archiving documents, with all different sorts of information which later on during the business process make a lot of difference. Next examples, what we do is with printing houses, with print service providers. I think I've told you that this is something what we did from the beginning. So that's a huge part of our business, huge part of our market. Central reprographic department implementation. I think that's important for the office sales as well as print production, where we are able to use our solution to drive huge volumes to the huge printers instead of having these volumes spread out through the organization and using either corridor printing or small office printers for every person. One other thing also that I mentioned earlier is variable print, doing simple jobs like driving data to different templates, which is usable for personalized brochures, pamphlets, business cards. So for smaller PSP companies, that's quite important for digital printing houses to have this kind of opportunity to change the data, even insert codes for ticketing or this kind of things. One other issue that we resolve with PSPs is automation. All of the PSPs, all of you actually have quite nice customers, quite familiar customers, which you trust, and you can automate your processes with them. So there is no more need for them to call the person in PSP and ask, oh, I'm sending you preparation right now. Can you do it right away? Can you print it? Can you stamp it? Can you staple it? Or whatever the process is going to be. They can just agree on the process, leave their preparation file, PDF file somewhere on the cloud. The system is going to take the file, automatically put it in queue for the print. The print operator will have all the information, what it needs to be done, when it needs to be done. Once it's printed, the customer is going to get notified about that it's being packed, that it's being delivered, etc., etc. So it's driving much more optimization for PSP and their current businesses inside and doing the automation of their manufacturing process. Driving non-existing print for PSP, usually they have a lot of clients who are printing specific printouts with PSPs. But all those clients have other printouts which PSP is aware of, but unable to get those prints. So it would be quite interesting for PSP to get all, not all, but some more printout from their existing customer, such as snail mail printouts, doing the enveloping, doing the sending, outsourcing the whole service for their customers, not only doing the brochures or pamphlets or some graphical things. Services, that's something I think you can relate to, since you're all dealing with printers and maintaining those. There is very nice solution that we did in several cases with a mobile technology, with a mobile client, implementing service orders forms on mobile devices, which then service guy in the field takes care of. Not necessary to do the handwritten forms. Then he needs to input this data in their own system. He needs to create this. He's losing a lot of time for this kind of things. Here, the form is digital. Once you enter the data inside, it's already digital. It can be transferred to ERP system, to any other line of business system. Automatically, invoices can be created according to price list from ERP. And this way, the service is much faster, or the back of background organization of the service department is much easier. Similar example is for insurance companies, where we developed electronic form for damage reports. Basically, when customer reports a damage incident for the insurance company, they have a person who they send to explore what is going on. And basically, this is my personal experience. There is a 6-page report, handwritten report, which this damage report person did, gave me to sign it. And then when he got home, he needed to digitize all this information because it was handwritten. There was no way to scan it. So he had to enter all this information within some other systems. The idea here is not to do this, to do it digitally right away. The form is supporting signatures, end user signatures. It's supporting GPS location. It's just supporting adding images. Since you're using mobile phone or tablet, you can instantly take pictures as a proof of something. So it's all represented in one single file, which is then transferred to line of business. The yeah, you can use Canon cameras as well. The idea here is to speed up the whole process, to have information ready as soon as possible, and not to waste so much time on, I'm gonna use ugly words, stupid business like rewriting the reports when you get home. The last example I want to tell you about is for retail company. It's actually one case from the region here, from one retailer who had a lot of problem with internal delivery process, where their delivery guys, drivers, lost a lot of time for organizing internal deliveries. Basically, they would drive one truck. This one truck would have goods for several shops, and once the truck was packed, there wasn't any order. So on the first shop, they had to get everything from the truck outside to deliver everything, so then put it back in truck. And this was causing a lot of issues for the truck drivers. Either they had to sort everything before loading the truck, or they had to unload the truck several times. What they did is they're using SAP. They didn't do anything within the SAP. Everything was the same. So instead of printing the packing orders, they've sent it to Oil Connect, which then did the sorting. So basically, they have four lines, product lines, and they are sorting according to the shop location, according to the product line. So now the situation is when the truck driver comes in, he prints out the packing list. Packing lists are already sorted for each shop, for each product line specifically. So he's delivering, unloading the truck accordingly to every shop. I don't need to tell you that they made tremendous savings with this simple solution of just grouping and sorting their own internal documents. So these are some of the cases which we did recently or did in the region, or I thought would be worthwhile mentioning to you for the in case of Oil Connect cases. Next, what I would like to share information with you is basically WII-FM, or what's in it for me, or what do we see as benefits for you as a partner in dealing with a software solutions like Oil Connect. First of all is differentiate yourself from competition. Sorry. Everybody is basically doing the printouts and doing the maintenance, but what we think is, and I think the Canon is doing the same thing, important that you take some of the processes within the customer as well, not only the printouts, because it's quite easy to exchange the printer for some other printer, but if you manage to get a hold of some of the business processor inside, it's not going to be so easy for them to change your printers. That's also another point, building a stronger and more meaningful relationship, which in the end is going to result on customer loyalty and in the end customer retention. I don't need to tell you, I think you're all quite familiar that the cost of getting a new customer or having repeatedly working with the old customer, it's a huge difference. Making your clients successful and happy, that's basically everybody's job in order to maintain this healthy relationship with a client. Selling more printers and getting more clicks, or selling bigger printers, implementing CRD solutions within the office environment, or if we talk about PSP providers, that's given. Because you start modifying the processes inside, you are able to modify their way of thinking and implement more ideas which can actually benefit for your client. Also, broader and higher margin opportunities with your existing accounts, basically cross-selling instead of just selling printers and printouts, selling software solutions as well could be another positive thing you could get from this. Attracting new customers and then selling printers and clicks. That's basically something I saw in the past in several occasions where it's really hard to get a client because it's stuck with Konica or Xerox or some other print provider. But there is a need which you can satisfy with some kind of solution, with Oil Connect or some other solution. When you get inside, when you get familiar with the client, then it's going to be much easier to get your core business as well and implement some other things as well. Also, not to forget, there's incremental revenue growth from within existing customer base, either with cross-sell or with services, which are one of huge things, not only selling licenses, but living from services, maintenance, services and change requests which are coming in from your client each and every day, believe me. Those are some of the things which I believe are quite useful and beneficial for you as a partner. And another topic which I'd like to discuss is how to sell, how to identify the opportunity, how to support all the procedures, how are we supporting you, how is Canon supporting you, and talk about all of this. 30 things are worth mentioning when we are talking about identifying the opportunity. There are several key identifiers which can help you with that. There are several things which you can spot right away with a customer, and there are 3 different approaches regarding Connect. So 5 key identifiers which are going to tell you that there is a need for Connect are these. If you go there and you find matrix or line printers, be sure that they have a lot of trouble maintaining those printers. They have a lot of issues in supporting, and they have probably a lot of issues with old system in behind for those matrix printer. I already told you one of the options for Connect. Second identifier could be usage of pre-printed forms. As I told you, the insurance report, damage report, which I was dealing with, had 6 pages of handwritten data, and it's really something which is going to take a lot of time for this person that was reviewing my damage to digitize, to enter all this information within the system, because it needs to be digitized at some point. Older IT system, Unix-based, all development languages, Clipper, Fortran, or whatever it's being used, are usually hard to maintain. Mainframe systems, very expensive to maintain, and they are going to be exchanged at some point for newer SAP, ERP, NAV, or whatever other 3-letter word there is in IT world. But it's usually quite a huge process. It's taking a lot of time. It's quite costly. And we can take care of one thing without exchanging those systems, and those are outgoing documents. Internal documents, any outgoing document from this system can be converted, can be modified with usage of Oil Connect, not necessarily to exchange all the IT systems implemented. No solution for electronic archiving of the documents. This is a huge hype in my region, in ex-Yugoslavian countries. Everybody's doing with document management solution, with electronic archives. I think that you are aware that Canon is investing a lot of time, money, and resources in these kind of solutions. So it's high demand for these kind of system on the market, and everybody is looking into savings which can get from these kind of solutions. And we are not an archiving solution, but we have a lot of complementary things to do for archiving solutions. That is, how to get the document to the archive, how to modify the document, and these kind of things. Even one of the most important things is user adoption. We can certainly ease up the transfer to this digital way for the people in the organization. Mid to high volume of printing for business documents, invoices, work orders, shipping, packing list, pick list, etc. So basically, for the not necessarily huge organizations, but the organizations with a high volume, we have a way of digitizing these documents, optimizing these documents, automating the processes within, because if they're doing these things manually, that can take a lot of time to process these kind of documents. How to spot an opportunity? There are several things how to do these kind of things. The first one, sorry, is manual labor. If you see that the company is folding, inserting, or putting stamps on their documents manually, that means there is a way to optimize this kind of workload within the organization itself. I know one company here in Zagreb who is producing around 4,000 or 5,000 invoices per month, and they're using 5 students for 2 weeks each. That means 10 student weeks per month just to produce the invoices every month. That's a lot of cost for this company. Next would be money, or if you see that the customer is entering data manually or manually matching and batching the documents, or have a manual management for an incoming or outgoing mail, that means there is something to definitely optimize, and by using Oil Connect we can help those kind of things. Minute or time, if there's a lot of stuff, walking to printers, folding, inserting, mail pieces manually, that means there's also something that Connect can help them with. The next one is material, or by using pre-printed stationery, paper stacks, large amount of envelopes, large amounts of outgoing mail. This is something that can be digitized or automated in any way. Just FYI, I found recently a company in Zagreb again that's using 22 different templates of pre-printed stationery. Now you can imagine what happens if they need to change all of them, for instance. Last opportunity for spotting desktop printers. I think you've done that already by implementing corridor printing, but if there is a corridor printing, then there is an opportunity for central reproductive department organization. If there's a lot of franking machines or enveloping machines, that's also something. With all legacy IT systems, that's also something where Oil Connect can help you greatly, not you, but your customer. Some questions to ask your customer when you deal with them is basically it's basically related to those topics that we mentioned earlier. Do you have matrix, or do you use matrix online printers? Do you use expensive pre-printed forms? How many? Take advantage of postage discounts, using OMR marks, using enveloping machines, etc., etc. Last thing about spotting the opportunity would be typical applications for OL Connect. One of them is transactional print. Second one is promo printing. Transactional print is basically for large companies, large volumes, telecoms, bankings, insurances. Promo printing is for all organizations, including their promo messages within their invoices, which is the most important document because you get paid based on that document. Promotional printing, that's for marketing purposes, variable data print, personalization, simple tools for small PSP, for office users. Some other applications for Connect: personalized invoices, digitization of business forms, report printing, mail merge, etc., etc. This is an example of main 3 parts: transactional with good-looking invoices, with barcodes, with 2D barcodes for paying, easier payment. Second, Transpromo is including promotional messages within the important documents. And the last one, promotional, is only for personalizing messages to end customers to using their names. What you see here is that promotional can be done with only print shop mail, while Others can be done with Planet Press or Press Connect solution itself. A little bit about how it's being done and who's responsible for what. Basically, how we see the spread here is that the local partner is responsible for identifying the opportunity, qualifying the opportunity, and closing the deal, of course, on the market. Basically, with all three things, Canon and OL can help you in your everyday life. If you at some point become a technical partner as well, skilled for delivery, then the local partner can be responsible for delivery of the project and providing first level support for the end customers. At some point, the idea is for the customers, for the partners, local partners, to become self-sufficient and independent on the market. Of course, and Canon and OL will be providing any kind of assistance at all time. On Canon side, there is responsibility to provide licensing information, to provide pricing information, quotes, share the information from Canon and from the vendor side, and assist on the opportunity qualification and partner or pipeline management. On the other side, OL is responsible for providing pre-sale support and post-sale support. Huge portion of OL company is designated for post-sales support only. That implies that the customer has maintenance purchased for the product, and then he is entitled for post-sale support. Regarding pre-sales, I've told you there. You'll see on the next slide there are 3 people from OL responsible for the partners who are currently here today. Some of you know us, some of you still don't, but there's still time to meet. Every partner who comes with a project to Canon or OL first is entitled to pre-sales support, meaning that we are capable of delivering some kind of proof of concept, going to the meetings with you, supporting you in any way possible for the identifying, qualifying, and closing the deal on the market. Also, providing OL responsibilities, providing marketing materials, demo sessions, demo licenses, NFR licenses, example solutions. I'll show you on the next webinars. There's a vast collection of these materials. There are several online portals, online sources of information, with a help desk, with forums, with the online learning systems, etc., which are suitable for partners, which you can use at any time. Educating partners on sales and technical level, and definitely assisting on project delivery if required by partner itself. Who is who? Basically, for this region, for the participants of these webinars, there are 3 people from OL responsible. Simone is responsible for Malta. I think you already met her and you're already in contact with her. Some of you know Bas. He's responsible for Bulgaria, Romania, and Greece, among other countries. And me, responsible for ex-Yugoslavian countries here in the region. Okay. And from Canon, Johannes Osterbauer is responsible for first contact for OL Connect solutions. When it comes to the sweetest point ordering, all pricing information are available from Canon. If there are some uncertainties, you can also come to oil people, but basically you will be getting information from Canon side. Also, all orders are sent to Canon, and licenses are acquired through Canon. All the licensing are electronically delivered, except for the old classic products, which are still, for some reason, on USB sticks. And basically, that's it. What we had planned for today's session. It was kind of a preparation for the next two webinars, which will be on Thursday and Tuesday, 25th and 30th, starting at the same time. These are some of the topics we would like to cover on the next webinars. Not necessarily all of them, not necessarily in this order, but something we'll focus on. So additional revenue for print service provider and implementation of CRD, Central Reprographic Department, personalization for marketing or marketing agencies, solutions for insurance and banking industry, business process management with or optimization by using mobile technology solutions, banking, PSP automation, transactional promo print, perhaps proof of delivery process or account receivable process. Those are some of the topics that will be covered in the next two sessions. I think that's important for print production part as well as for office part of your companies. We've come to, last part, which is actually Q&A session. So if you have any questions, I see some of the comments, some of the questions, so I'll answer right away. In the meantime, if you have any kind of questions, feel free to enter them now, and we'll try to answer them right away. Questions is, what is the difference of PSP automation and web to print? Web to print is it depends on how you look at the things. Web to print can only be a sales tool with a role to get the job. PSP automation, on the other side, when we talk about it from OL side, would go into the production process itself. So it would do some kind of things with the process itself, with the batching, with the sorting, with the print production itself. We don't do with the sales side of the process. That's web to print, actually. But when the job is being sold, or when the job comes to PSP, then we take over. With the takeover from the materials, with the data sources, with the design, combining these two things, and then delivery or the manufacturing process is what we automate here. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? Not a problem. Any other questions from somebody else? We'll give it a minute or two for questions to come in, or for somebody to ask the questions. In the meantime, while we do that, any comments on Canon side?
No, just to thank you first, all of you that you attend on this webinar, and to follow the another two, which will show a demonstration of the product and some specific for some industry, that you will be more familiar as how to put it in your portfolio, also how to integrate with your other solutions that you're offering in the moment, together with our equipment. And also, I would like to thank you, Goran, and Objective Loon for this opportunity to show a little bit more to the wider group of our partners and to bring you here with the new details about the product.
Thank you, Adamir. It was a pleasure from my side as well. Since we don't have any more questions coming in, as Adamir said, the next time we'll do more showing, less talking. So it will be, I think, more interactive part of the webinars. As I told you at the beginning, we planned whole 3 sessions as a one launch session, but due to the fact that we all have a lot of things on our daily basis, we tend to make these short online meetings for everyone be able to join. So thank you very much for attending. If there are any questions, feel free to use my email address or Adamir or Canon, anybody from Canon, Johannes, and see you on Thursday.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Odlično. Dobar introduction. Sljedeći put više